Jesus has risen?
He has.
I saw something funny on Instagram. It was a guy, and he said, "So what killed Jesus the second time around?"
I saw that one too.
After the Easter Bunny raised him from the dead. Just, okay. All right. I don't think we need to explain that one to you, sir.
Shout out, Peeps are on sale everywhere because they did not sell that well, I think, this year, or people over purchased. So I have 3 boxes of them in my
there's
living
too many
in my
flavors. There's too many flavors now, too many options. So people, if they were just the regular yellow chicks and the pink bunnies, they would be fine. But now there's mango chili lime, there's birthday cake, there's s'mores, there's like, I saw sriracha
Hot
or
tamales.
tahini. I'm like, hot tamales. So there's too many. They've diluted the peat market, so people don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
It's too much. It's too much. Right? Like,
Too much. It's too much.
it's
It's
like
too
the
much.
reason why Trader Joe's is so successful is because they have one ketchup.
Yeah.
I don't
One
need
ketchup.
15 different
Yep.
options for ketchup. I need one ketchup. That's it, just one. I
This is
don't
true.
need 50.
One ketchup. What are you sharing with me this week?
Well, I have 2 things. One, I would like to express my displeasure with the LA Olympics Committee, LA 28, for their ticket purchasing. I don't know if it's going to get better. Luckily for me, the event that I want to see is not popular at all. So they launched on so you had, first of
Archery?
all, you had to go. No, archery was way more expensive. You have to you registered your email, and then you had to do that by March 17th or something. And then on March 31st, they were going to send you an email to see what your time slot was. And then I think on April 2nd or something they went. So on Easter Sunday at 5:00 was my time slot. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So I log in and I'm going through and I'm like, I don't want to go to downtown LA. So unless it was a very specific, and you don't get to choose who you get to see, you just pick a day and time. And whoever's playing at that day and time, that's who you see. So you have no idea. You're just buying tickets for an event that you have no idea whether or not you want to see it. So I'm like, okay, I went in Carson, they're having field hockey. My daughter played field hockey in high school. So that is an event that I actually would enjoy seeing. It was field hockey, archery, tennis, rugby, and one other thing was it in Carson. I'm like, that's a doable. It's not that impacted. I know my way around. I could take side streets if I need to. I know how to get there and back. Luckily, field hockey tickets were still $28 each. So I bought some and I'm like, okay, strategy thinking. When do we think that they would play a USA game, right? That's got to be a Saturday event, right? That's got to be a Saturday prelim, local, okay, they're going to play in the morning or the night. What's going to be the most TV? I don't know. I just picked a day and got some tickets and then was looking through and at the Honda Center was volleyball. I'd go see volleyball. Volleyball's fun. No, those were $300. Beach volleyball, those were $800. All the $28 tickets were just gone for one event.
For one game of
for
one event.
Game.
Or are you there all day?
So the field hockey tickets is 2 matches. So you get a time frame from this time to this time. So you see, because the matches are fairly short, you don't have to go to both of them, but you get you get a time. So it's Saturday from 5 to 9.
Okay.
That's my time slot. But beach volleyball, it's the same thing. So you would get Saturday from 12 to 3. You have no idea who's playing. You could get Russia versus China in the worst match ever. You have no idea. And then the gold medal rounds and those were just nonetheless, we will go to one field hockey game. I think there's more drops and there's other things coming, and I'm sure they'll be on StubHub and all of those things if you want. But man, it is
It's like
And like there's
it's
all
like the
these
surprise bag at Goodwill. You just don't know what you're getting.
correct.
Could
You
be
don't know what you're getting.
like a diamond ring, could be dog poop.
And like the certain tickets you buy at certain times were not resellable, and so like I don't know how they're going to enforce. I don't. Anyways, the whole thing's kind of crazy. It's kind of a mess. We are going to a field hockey game on a random Saturday in July in 2028, and that's fine.
Who
And by
came
then,
up
I
with
might not want
this
to go.
bizarro system?
I would imagine it's probably like that. I've never looked at any other Olympics because there hasn't been one here since 1984 or whatever. But like, I would imagine this is like a standard practice at each venue, right? Like, and it's still 2 years away. And now they have like, they get all your money now, so they can probably invest it and do things with it. But I'm just like, oh boy, let's see what happens.
It's a free loan for them. Yep, exactly.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
And then my other thing
Well,
I'd like to share
go ahead.
my concern with, there's this new trend happening where groups of I think they're like teenagers, late teens, early young adults, late teens, who are putting little notes on social media that are going viral to say meet at this beach at this time. And so then you have this influx of kids, and then they all get into a big ring, and then it's a like a boxing fight in the middle. Like, that's not.
Oh,
Can we
jeez.
stop? Like, it's just. Can you stay in
It's
LA
like
County?
a-
Please do not come to Orange County. They will just if they hear you're coming, they will just close the parking lots and nobody can come in, and then you'll all get stuck in traffic on PCH. So just don't come. Please don't come.
Oh boy. And it's all just to make a viral video, basically, when everybody shows
Correct.
up.
Well, correct. And one of them was in Hermosa Beach, and it was meet at like Friday at like 1. So all these kids, a lot of them were school age kids still, so they ditched school to go. And I mean, there's not much you can do. It's not illegal to meet your friends at the beach, but it is illegal to have a fight in the sand and stand around and cheering on people fighting. Last night was Dockweiler,
Make a little
and there
boxing
was a
ring, and
shooting.
probably
Like,
there's wagers on it.
Stay home.
Oh God.
Just-
Ah,
there,
okay,
I'm
that's
100%.
getting a little out of hand.
So that's
frightening. That's
it's
frightening.
probably going to be the summer of, yeah. I see a group of
Weirdness.
5 teenagers, and I start going, oh God, what's happening? So that's it. What do you got?
So I have a request from the old people in their, I don't know if you want to call them rascals, scooters, hover-rounds, whatever we're calling them now. So I see you in the supermarket, in the Trader Joe's, in wherever I'm shopping. I see you. Don't use that thing to try and push me around, because I will let you bash into my ankles, and then I will go down like a circus clown, and we will have a scene. I'm getting a little tired of people in the rascals using them to push you out of their way. Now I understand a crowd situation where you're trying to maneuver, but I'm literally standing in front of the meat at the supermarket. I'm looking at it. I'm pondering, what do I want? What's on sale? What looks good? And out of my peripheral vision, I see a gentleman, we'll use that term loosely, coming up on me in his rascal. And I just happened to step over a beat because I wanted to, not because he was coming, because I wanted to move over and check out this section. And then I stood there, and he kept inching and inching and inching. And I saw that the ribeyes were on sale for a pretty decent price. And I picked up the last one. And as I'm holding it in my hand, I'm looking to see what else is there. And I could just feel him and see him inch, 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 inch. And I'm like, I am not fucking moving. You can do this all day long. I have nowhere to be. We can play this game all day long. So finally, I figured I'd tortured him enough, and I took the meat, I put it in my cart, and I walked away. And I kind of like did a little loopy around the island in the middle that had like chicken or something in it. And I pretended I was looking at it. And he scooted right into my spot and went right to where I picked up the last ribeye steak that was on sale. And he actually got up out of his scooter and was looking and looking and looking. I think I grabbed the last one and he wanted it. And too bad, so sad. Now,
not sad.
I'm not about, being mean to people in the store or that's my steak and you get it. But it's like I was there first. I was doing my thing. I wasn't bothering anybody. Don't be coming screaming out of left field and try to push me and, take me down for a freaking steak, buddy.
I will stiff arm a man.
I know. Okay, you fought wars. That's great. God bless America. But no, there's no excuse for that behavior. Just dial it back. Trader Joe's is bad. I mean, because those stores are deliberately set up to just ensue extra chaos. So you throw a scooter or two in the mix. Yeah. So, secondly, I came across something very delightful that just made me go, oh. So you know how there's different names for groups of animals, like a herd of cows, a swarm of bees, a murder of crows. They get kind of clever. A parliament of owls, a crash of rhinoceroses. Do you know what you call a group of ladybugs?
Ooh, I do not.
It's called a loveliness of ladybugs.
Huh. As it should be.
That is adorable. Now, I love a ladybug. Always have. However, I will say that I was probably about 5 or 6 years old when I discovered they bite. And it hurts.
Oh.
You let one crawl around on your hand, it can bite you, which it did when I was that age. And I couldn't get that thing off me fast enough. Now, fast forward about 30 years, we were hiking somewhere in the Angeles National Forest area. We might have been on bikes, I can't remember. And we kind of see and hear a swarm of something. And I thought, oh God, is it bees? No, it doesn't sound like bees. Is it mosquitoes? Oh, I don't know, but we have to go through it because they're literally, the trail is right there. There was no way around. We had to go through it. So I said, let's just run really fast. It was a swarm of ladybugs, and I have never been more terrified in my life. Like it was a swarm of bees. I was like, oh my God, this is scary. So as lovely as ladybugs are, they can be terrifying as well.
I don't think I've ever seen a loveliness of ladybugs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I did, and it was a little bit of a scariness of ladybugs.
Yeah, not about terrifyingness.
So that's my caresy for the day. We're going to talk today. We kind of touched on it a little bit. I think it was our guilty pleasures episode. We may have talked about it, but I think it deserves its own discussion. And that is reality TV. Oh. It really went hog wild haywire in our youth and still today. So, yeah. That's what we're going to talk about today is some good old reality TV. So why don't you kick us off, Shersy?
So at first, I think reality TV, and then there's okay, right, a couple of things pop to mind. And then my 8 seconds of research, it's like you forget how many there are. And I am going to start us off with my very favorite genre. I think there are subgenres within the genre of reality TV, and my very favorite is all of the various police-related reality TV. My number one favorite show of all time, ever in the history of the world, is Jail. After arrest and before trial comes Jail. And it is basically just watching drunk take after drunk take after drunk take, but it's wild. to watch. And I think there was only maybe 5 or 6 seasons, and then there were a couple of spin-offs, and then there were a couple of like jailers that like were prominent on some of the shows, and they did some things, but it is still my very favorite. I would love, love, love if they did like a Where Are They Now with some of the people that were arrested, because it would make me laugh if maybe, I don't know. And then of course you had Cops, which was always fun, and I think it was that started in 1989, which is crazy. It had a 20, 35-year run. Right now, the most prominent one is On Patrol Live. Of course, you have like the first 48 hours, To Catch a Predator. You have a lot of people now, that whole concept of To Catch a Predator, where they're doing it on social media. That's the new
Catfish
kind of
and yeah.
Yeah. So that those are my favorites.
I have to give Cops credit for starting the whole Florida Man thing, because they spent a lot of time in Broward County, Florida. Those were the most entertaining episodes.
Best
And
ones ever.
always shirtless, not a whole lot of teeth. The woman calls because the boyfriend or husband's beating her up, and then when they show up, no, don't take him. I love him. Don't take him.
Oh, those were so great.
Those were entertaining.
So great.
I went back. You know me. I like to get into the history of things, and
yes, you do.
I need to know the why behind the what. So my 8 minutes of research. I went back to, well, how did these reality shows really get started? So Candid Camera is kind of
the OG.
credited with being the first the reality show. That was 1948. I didn't realize that's how far back that show went. We used to love to watch they've redone that show so many times, and we used to love to watch it. And then you have Ashton Kutcher with Punk'd. That's kind of like, that was kind of the modern day, most modern version of Candid Camera, hidden camera pranks. And then a lot of the game shows kind of put people in kind of reality type of situations for money. Now, one that apparently, to me, PBS was Sesame Street, and that was it. But in 1973, they did a documentary called An American Family, where they spent, I don't know how much time, basically fly on the wall in the home of an American family. It was the Loud family from Santa Barbara, California. To me, the only Loud family I knew was on Saturday Night Live. They just yelled real loud. But the interesting thing that I read about this was, I think it was like a 12-week series. And it was kind of the first of its kind, where they just basically set up cameras in this family's home. And it wasn't like your happy, typical, everything's wonderful family. It was, the oldest son was gay, openly gay, which in 1973 was a big deal. The mom asked the dad for a divorce at one point during the show. Like, they were already in the process of heading towards divorce when the show started. And it wasn't like just this happy-go-lucky, we're just happy family, watch us eat dinner and, blah, blah, blah. And so it was heavily criticized. It was heavily praised. It was a big deal. So I had never seen it, heard of it. I was probably just too young to care. Like I said, I only watched PBS for Sesame Street until Downton Abbey came along and some pretty good Masterpiece series.
Masterpiece
then,
Theater.
PBS kind of came back into my life. But I thought that was interesting. And then, you had in the early 1990s kind of is when a lot of the more recent shows kind of came about, like you mentioned Cops, The Real World, Survivor, those types of shows. And then now they've kind of moved into more of a soft script, they call it, scripting, where we're not just setting up a camera and you just do what you want. We're setting up a storyline. We're putting you in a situation where, we're deliberately casting people that we know are going to rile things up, personalities we know are going to clash, because we want people to watch. It's all about ratings. So.
Well, I feel like the first of all of them, right? Like the first Survivor, the first Real World, the first season of the Jersey Shore, like the first of all of them were actual, completely unscripted, and like, we don't know where this is going to go. Maybe they put a few situations to see what would happen, but they were all like just completely
Hmm.
let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And they were always the best ones. That's the I feel like the whole season of Rehab, which was the pool party at the Hard Rock, was completely
Hmm.
unscripted, and it was wild. I'd like to see some of the footage that they weren't allowed to put on TV for some of those. They just, like, there's so many. There's so many of them.
Well, as I've mentioned before, we used to like to watch Rock of Love, and that was the one with Bret
Yes.
Michaels. Let's find Bret Michaels a girlfriend,
Yeah.
even though he was
Yeah.
married. And
There
we
were
mainly
three
watched it to
seasons of it.
see, yeah, to see if his hair was real or he was wearing a wig. I mean, that was the main reason we
Yes.
watched it. And these girls were highly entertaining.
Oh,
Just it's kind of, watching women destroy each other to get to be with Bret Michaels. It was entertaining, to say the least.
I can't get through an episode of The Bachelor or Bachelorette for that very reason. Like, you're day one of meeting this person that you know nothing about, and you're,
Hmm.
it just makes me angry. Like,
Well,
it
and
just makes me
I
angry.
think I maybe watched one episode of The Bachelorette, I think.
I can't
I
get
don't know.
through it.
Whichever one came first. And I can't get into it. It's one of those shows. I know it's hugely popular. Well, not anymore. Didn't they just cancel it because
Well, yeah, because she's a
there's like a major lawsuit
domestic
pending or something like that?
domestic violence situation with the person who was supposed to be the
Yeah,
bachelor with a former something or other. Yeah, that's not good.
something. Now, Survivor, I think I watched maybe a few episodes of the first season with the guy that
That's it.
he's like, I
Yeah,
just walk around naked all the time.
naked. Yeah.
Um, but I always said, and I know why they do it for ratings, because we have to go somewhere warm and tropical so we can see as much skin as possible. No, you drop those people on the top of a mountain in, pick a state in the middle of February, and we'll see how they survive in the snow. I want to see Survivor not in a tropical location, in a winter location. That's real
Yeah.
survival. You'll eat each
I don't.
other,
Yeah,
like
I don't
Donner
know that.
Party style.
Right, they're probably worried about somebody dying because that would, although be
Someone will
probably great
die.
ratings. Yeah, it's not,
But the name of the show is Survivor.
right?
You're supposed to
Well,
survive.
there's probably some,
Yeah.
there's probably something on YouTube or some other There's got to,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so many
Like an
though.
extreme challenge type of thing.
Yeah, yeah. There's got to be something.
Now, there was a show, it might still be on, I don't know, called Naked and Afraid. Have you ever watched that one?
Yeah, I have not watched it, but yeah. No, I don't want to. I don't. I don't want to watch
Take
any.
two
I don't.
naked people,
None of. It's not.
throw them in a jungle, and they have to get from point A to point B in
No.
a certain amount of time with limited things, and they're naked. And there was one episode, I don't think I've ever even seen a whole episode, but the people actually tapped out. You can tap out and say, I'm done. Um, the poor girl was covered. I mean, covered head to toe in mosquito bites to the point where she looked
No.
like she had
No.
some kind of disease.
No.
I mean, it was awful. It was
No.
awful. Poor
No.
thing. I felt for her. And she finally said, you know what?
I'm
I'm
out.
not going to make it. And it was at the point where I think she needed medical attention for other things as well. But just thought, wow, you don't realize the whole point of the show is you don't realize what a difference clothing and covering makes, on a day-to-day basis, especially if you're in a jungle full of insects. It's awful. Oh,
They did one.
yeah.
I think it only lasted maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and it was. I enjoyed the concept of it. But I think there was some inherent, like, there's no way to win kind of thing where it was like, could you like outrun the FBI or something? So like they gave you like a 1 hour head start, and like you knew ahead of time, so like you could kind of like but like they have all of their random, right? Like they have your license plate. They have cameras. I feel like they know already more about you and like what your habits were. Like, let's start from actual scratch where you don't know yet and
Mm-hmm.
you have to find out who I am first and do all that and
Right.
then see if you can. I think you were trying to get through. It was a period of time, whether it was 7 days or 24 hours or something, and like nobody could do it. And then, of course, I go, well, I bet I could. This is where I would go if I was on. This is what I would do if I was on the.
This is where I would shine.
But like, and like you give like they give you like some time in advance, so you can kind of set things up. Like you could send emails that say, hey, if you hear this thing from this person, know that this is what it is, and go do this, right? Go leave a phone in this spot, or so they give you an
Right.
hour head start so that you could like go to the bank and withdraw some money, so that you could like at least get a little bit. But like, if I'm gonna be on the run from the FBI, I'm gonna have a lot more than an hour's worth of time. Like I'm gonna have lots of things set up, and it's going to be like I'm not just going to randomly be like, oh, today I'm going to be hunted by the FBI. Like I'm going to know
Right.
that I'm a criminal and I'm going to have all
Yeah.
this
You're
so
gonna have a plan.
yeah, so I feel like I like the concept of it, but I just don't feel like the implementation of it. I feel like you should be like, okay, give everybody a month to get ready for it and see if you could find me, because I feel like that's more realistic. Anyways, it was kind of fun to watch, and
Hmm.
you got to see all of the.
I never heard of that one.
It was, like I said, I think it was only like 4 or 5 episodes. It didn't last very long. It didn't have very good ratings. Probably CBS, I think, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, interesting concept. Then they do some of those. It's similar to some of those like crowd surfing kind of thing, where crowd seeding, where they reach out via social media to everybody to be like, kind of find this person. That just creates more problems sometimes, because people are like, oh, I saw him. Oh, I saw him. No, it didn't. It wasn't that person. And anyway, there's too many.
What was the show? God, I can't think of the name of it now. Where it was American something. American, and you had to battle these like steroided out ex
It's like
bodybuilders.
not the Ninja Warrior one. It was
Yeah, it was the earliest
it was
one.
before that. Yeah.
American, not American Hero, American something. They did a whole documentary about the cast from the show. Oh God, now I can't remember the name of it. Now I feel stupid. American something. And they had to do the thing with where they had the boxing gloves on each end of the stick, and you were up on
Yeah.
like on a balance beam, and oh God, what was the name of it? The characters were like Jet and Laser, and
Yep.
um,
I'm trying to see if I can.
it was like American Warrior, American. Oh crap, I can't remember.
There's
Anyway,
so friggin' many of them.
we watched that one for a while. There was like an obstacle course, and then you had to like
It's like
get to the top
American
of this.
Ninja, like early
Yeah, it
day.
was like American Ninja Warrior or something like that.
Battle of the.
But it was a
something.
game show
Well,
again.
There was also
It was a
Battle
game
of the
show.
Networks. There was Battle of the Sexes and Battle of the Network Stars. There's probably a Battle of the series.
I think it was American Ninja Warrior. So Battle of the Sexes, that was the tennis match. And I actually listened to a whole podcast about that. It was Billie Jean King and
Yep.
I forget who the man was now. But anyway, that was a huge deal. But the Battle of the Network Stars, oh my God, we lived for that.
That was
Because
fun.
it was all of your TV shows that you watched, and then they threw them like you got like Melissa Gilbert and Eric Estrada and the guy from Welcome Back Kotter, and you got Farrah Fawcett out there, you got Tony Danza out there. I mean, it was just like they always did the thing with the tires where you run through, and the monkey bars, and the tug of war. Yeah, those were always
was always
fun.
my favorite.
Yeah,
then,
I'm
of
pretty
course,
sure it was
there's-
American Ninja Warrior.
Then there's, of course, Celebrity Rehab, which is also one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's a train wreck.
With Dr. Drew.
And I was always pulling for them in the end to like be okay.
Yeah.
And I feel a little bad that I I watched so much of that, but that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was kind of sad too because I mean, you see, this is not made up. These people are really
No.
that messed up, and they're
Yeah.
always trying to bust out of the rehab clinic or get their friends to bring them drugs or
Yeah.
whatever.
But
Those
that's
were
that's
kind
all
of sad.
that's all rehab though. That's not just celebrity rehab. Like that's what happens
Right.
every single time. Now, I will say anybody who lives in a city with any remote sense of controversy or knows an agency with any remote sense of controversy, the craziest reality TV are your local city council and school board meetings, which they film and are usually on YouTube, and you can go watch them. We have had up to 100 speakers yelling and screaming. We had a person who said, I am going to express my right to civil disobedience and then charge the city council. We have had a city council member put the bust of Donald Trump right there front and center. We've had some of our mayor, city council make disparaging comments on a hot mic just loud enough to get caught. To people, they've said they're telling people to shut up. Like the decorum in some cases are. LA City Council ones and LAUSD are some of the wildest ones because you think about LA City Council meeting, you can have anybody in the world come up and give their 3 minutes, and they
About
can say just
anything.
about anything.
Totally off topic.
It is some of the most entertaining reality TV you can watch anywhere. I imagine that some New York City ones or Chicago ones are probably also pretty good. Yeah, I highly recommend you surf your local YouTube channels.
When you say express his civil disobedience and charge the board,
Yes.
like physically charge at them.
Physically run towards them and then was put on the ground and essentially hogtied and dragged out of the meeting and arrested for civil disobedience.
So
Who was also
I guess they have
an
to
ex
have.
he is an ex-NFL football player
Oh Jesus!
and is now running for assembly.
So did they? So are there metal detectors and searches involved as people go into the meeting? I would imagine some of them would have to.
Ours do.
Like,
I would
you can't
imagine
bring a weapon
LA.
in there.
Yeah, I would imagine LA County probably does. But there's like 2 policemen at the door when you come in. There's a policeman like standing next to the podium, and then there's a policeman kind of like standing against the wall near the city council like bench. So as soon as he walked around, like as soon as he stepped to the side and started moving forward, like they were on him. He didn't
They
ever
knew.
get
They're like,
to it. They knew,
he's
like,
going down.
But like you go to YouTube, City of Huntington Beach, City Council meetings. You just scroll through them, you'll find it. Chris Clue.
So we did. I think in the past we did kind of talk about talk shows. Those were kind of like a genre of reality TV. Now those got horribly scripted as well, and you know, I mean, I liked Dr. Phil in the beginning, but he went down the same road that they all did. It's like, you know, we can't just talk about somebody has anxiety. No, we have to talk about, you know, somebody that invited a cow into the house and how's that going and how'd your husband react and what are the kids doing? It's like just the weird whacked out stuff. And then one of the shows, which one was it? Maury turned into just paternity.
Oh, yeah.
It was all paternity tests, you know?
Yeah.
And then when I think it was it not Laguna, The Hills. The Hills came out finally and said, "Oh, the whole thing was scripted."
Scripted,
you know, it was 100% scripted. Then you kind of look at all of them like, "Oh, okay."
They're all scripted.
Now, one of my absolute favorites to this day is The Jersey Shore.
That first season though was not scripted.
It was brutal. It was brutal.
It was some it
They've
was
come
some
a long
chaos.
way, all of them.
They have
Yeah.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Then
But yeah.
there's the whole genre of like famous people lives, right? So you have the Kardashians, the Osbournes, Vanderpump
Hmm.
Rules, the Family Stallone, Gene Simmons, Family Jewels, Run House,
Hmm.
Wahlburgers, the Baldwins, John and Kate plus eight. Like there were
Yeah.
more, but I'm like, like they're never ending. There's so many, and I watch
Yeah.
none
Now,
of them.
I got heavily into the Housewife and the Bravo shows for a while.
Yeah.
And I finally stopped because I just, I know I think I've mentioned this before, but these people, it's like they don't behave well.
No.
And another example of, I don't know that I don't think that they're totally scripted, but they do put them in situations and put people together that they know are going to,
For
cause
sure.
explosions and be entertaining. And the thing that makes me laugh is when these people get caught doing stuff. It's like, well, wait a minute, you just opened your whole life up to the world.
You're famous.
You're not going to get caught for selling lists of leads to scam people out of their life savings. That's your business. You're not going to get that. No one's going to notice that. And you're going to go to jail for it. And your marriage was already rocky, and you think a reality TV show where
It's gonna
every
help.
aspect of your life is scrutinized is going to help that? I mean,
It's
that's
not.
the housewife's curse is as soon as they have a vow renewal, not a vowel, a vow renewal, they're getting divorced the next
Yeah.
week. It's like, okay, kiss of death. But even I was even watching all the peripheral adjacent shows like Southern Charm and all of the Watch What Happens Live, and it just got to be too much, and I was like, you know what? I don't even have Bravo anymore. That helped too. But it was like these people, the things that they argue about, the things that they care about, the things that you know, it's so trivial, such first world rich lady problems. Um, I do, however, one of my favorite parts of all of those shows was when they would bring someone's mother into the mix. The mothers were the funniest because they were kind of like, look it, I don't give a shit. We're doing it
You,
this way.
yeah.
And the daughters and they were just like, you can't say that. You can't say
Just, I
that. I
guess I
mean, they were the
can.
best characters on the show were the moms. So
Now,
that's really the only redeeming quality.
I wonder, like you had what was the what's the one about the boss that goes undercover and
Oh,
undercover
Undercover
boss.
Boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where like good things happen, right? You hear real heartfelt stories and then something really
Mm-hmm.
good comes out of it and it's like would people watch if there were more of those kinds of things? Like like it's all about ratings. Like we all want to see the train
Right.
wreck, but like sometimes we need a palate cleanse with a little bit of joy and goodness.
Right. A little bit of someone doing the right thing for the right person for the right reason with a good
Now,
outcome. Yeah.
I will tell you one of my new favorite things, and they've done now second season is Jury Duty. So the first one was Jury Duty, the mockumentary, but like the one guy knows it,
Yes.
and then the second season now is Jury Duty slash Company Retreat. It, it is so good, so good. I love it so much. And it's right, like at the end of it is if the guy does the right thing by like becoming part of the
Mm-hmm.
company family, then he gets $150,000. Like it's fun. At some point, you got to think the first guy, I don't think had any clue whatsoever, but I think the second guy was starting to think, this can't be real because of all. But you watch that and you're like, if you've been to any company event that is not held at the company office that's away for a long period of time and there's alcohol, this is exactly the shit that
Mm-hmm.
happens. And it is so fantastic. And it is heartwarming and
I
funny.
haven't
And
I haven't watched the second one. I did see that came out. I'm like, oh, I got to see that because I
You
loved the
got to
first
see it.
one, the
Yeah.
first Jury Duty. James Marsden was classic in that,
So good. So good.
and just watching the whole thing and how the whole thing went down, and then
Yep.
there were times when they're like, oh God, this is it. They're gonna blow it. He's gonna know. He's gonna find out, and then it just like
Nope.
they skate by on the skin of their teeth, type of thing, and. That was
It's
actually
so
pretty
good.
funny, and
Yeah.
that guy, that poor guy, he's just like, joke's on you.
Well, wait till you watch the second one and the poor guy, and you'll like
Oh,
every now and then they'll pan to him where he doesn't know they're panning to him, and the look on his face where he's like, "Oh fuck, is this really fucking happening? What is going on?" Yeah, it's awesome. It's so good. It's so good.
it's just a company retreat
Like
that goes off the rails.
off the rails, but like everything in that like could actually happen. Like it's not nothing in that show where you're like you're like right like the dopey
Uh-huh.
grandson who's going to take over who does something totally stupid. Absolutely. The two people who hook up at the like totally absolute like the crazy stuff that happened just oh, it's so good. I loved it so much. I want more of that in my life.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I never got into some of the shows. Like I said, loved the Jersey Shore. I've kind of come in and out on the Jersey Shore. Haven't seen the most recent stuff they did, but what's really sweet about that show is how they all really came together and became friends.
Well, yeah, and
It's
you
like
had the
they're
Mike the
still in each other's
situation.
lives, and
Yep. Mike, the
yeah.
situation went through his stuff and they like how he got through
Hmm.
it. And, I think Suki is it ovarian or breast cancer? She's got one of the,
Yeah.
I think they've caught it early enough. So now she gets to be an advocate for that. Like well, it was a train wreck of sorts, but
We watched
you know,
them grow up. We really did. We
yeah,
watched them grow up and become, kind of, I guess, decent adults. And, but,
I
it's
mean, they for sure are. I
yeah.
mean,
But I mean, they were just dumb kids. They were just dumb drunk
yeah.
kids. Um, but yeah, it's kind of heartwarming to watch. They're all married, or they all have kids, or they all have lives, and um, yeah. And it's Jersey. You gotta love the Jersey.
Just the outfits and the hair. Then there's the
The
whole,
poof.
yeah, there's the whole genre of like competitive talent type stuff, right? Like the voice and the singing ones and the chef
Hmm.
ones and um the what's the one with what is the one with Tara Banks where you're the model top
America's Next
model
Top
like
Model. Yeah.
yeah there's model, there's clothing, there's chefing, there's everything. There is a
I
show
did get into
to
Dancing with the Stars.
I
And
can't
but
watch
I
that.
not anymore because it's on Disney TV and I don't have that.
Oh
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't watch it anymore, but I did get into that for a while. Uh, Now, if you do want to watch something heartwarming and sweet, it's Top Chef Kids
That
edition.
yes, I do enjoy that. It's very
And
cute.
the kids, it's not, they're competing against each other, but they're so sweet. Like the one kid gets kind of kicked off and they all go to him, "Oh, it's okay, you did good." You don't see that with the adults. You see it with the kids. The adults are like, "Oh, hey man, good job." The kids are just
Tough
like they're
break. I'm
crying
still
with the other
winning.
kid who's
Yeah.
crying, It's like they're all crying. They're kids. And that's really sweet. But yeah, but I've only seen that a couple times, but I do like to watch is it the Great British Baking Show?
Oh, I used to watch a lot of
That's
that too. Yeah,
that
that
one's
one's
pretty
fun.
entertaining. Yeah,
Then you had
some
all
of the
the
cooking
cupcake.
shows.
Dude, you had the cupcake
Yeah.
one and the cookie one and the what's the one with the guy from New Jersey with his like. There's so many of them. So many
Yeah,
of them.
there's so many.
So
I
many.
did
Too
get
many.
into what was the one where they had to, I think because it was on Bravo, with the clothing designers. Um, they had to design clothing.
Yeah,
I
I know
forget
that.
the
I
name
don't
of
know the
it.
name of it, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's yeah. Then you have the whole
yeah.
like the whole A&E genre of ones with like Intervention and My 600-Pound Life and my like there's 30 shows on that whole segment of. Then they have the one now
Hoarders.
with the girl, Hoarders, the one girl with all the with Tourette's, and I mean,
Oh yeah. She's pretty funny. She
she's
started out
cute.
on
Yeah,
TikTok or Instagram, and now she has her own
yeah,
show. What is her name now? I can't remember. Um
she's a cute little thing.
anyway, yeah, she's always like baby penis, tiny baby penises.
There is definitely something for everyone. All you have to do is look
Mhm. Mhm.
everywhere. So many things. So many things.
This is true.
I forget. I forgot about Fear Factor, and now that's back with Johnny Knoxville. Oh, some of the
I was
things they
trying to
used to
think of
make
the name
people
of it.
do.
Wasn't that Joe
It was
Rogan that
Joe
started
Rogan.
that?
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan. Yeah. Fear
And then when I
Factor.
did
Oh
my
God, Johnny Knoxville.
6 seconds of research, the Who Wants to Marry a Millionaire came up. That was one of the kind of OG
Oh God. Oh
dating.
God.
Then you had like the
Oh,
dating
so
game. That was fun.
there was, yeah. Well, did you ever watch Match? It was like a matchmaker show on, I think it was on Bravo. It was this gal from New York, and she would
Oh yeah,
match people
yeah,
up.
yes.
Um, yeah, that was kind of interesting. And the thing that was interesting to me was that she could really like read people. Not read people, that's not the right way to describe it, but she could really like understand people's psychology and okay, well, this is what I see you with. This is who I see you being compatible with, or um, finding a relationship with. And most of the time, she she got it. I mean, they're not going to show you the epic fails. There were some epic fails they did show, but they're going to show you her successes. But there were
Might
some
have done
where, and it,
might have done better if she showed the epic fails.
they did actually. There was one guy, she was, really trying to dig into him and set him up on like all these different dates. And finally, at the end, she said, uh, I think that I would consider setting you up with a man. And his face was like shocked at first. And she just sat there and looked at him and she's like, "You're gay, aren't you?" And he was like, um, I mean, yeah, okay. Like, she pretty much outed him right there on the show. And then they showed her setting him up on dates with men, and like the awkwardness was gone. He was like comfortable, he was happy, and it was like, wow, that took a whole turn in a whole different direction. But stuff like that. And the times where she really kind of like failed, I guess you'd say, is where the clients were not, they were not being
Honest.
like honest with her. Like, this is what I really want. And she would set them up with these people and it just wouldn't work out. And she's like, "Do you want to keep picking the same people that are going to treat you poorly? Or do you want to try something different with someone who's, might treat you a little bit nicer?" And
Yeah.
that's where she kind of had to really get into people's heads and kind of change their thinking, because they were just picking the same losers over and over. And it was like, it's not going to change until we change it. So I found that
At
one kind of
some
interesting. That's really the only reason I watched.
at some point in life, one needs to take a pause and introspectively ask the question, how am I contributing to this same problem over and over and over? And really
Mm-hmm.
look deep and find the answer. That's like, you've got like you have, situations now where there's constantly and it's terrible and it's awful where like a student is continually being bullied or they're coming home and saying the same thing is happening over and over and over, and it's like at some point, and I'm not victim blaming, people like to say, oh, you're victim. It's not. It's at some point you have to stop and say, okay, how am I contributing and what can I do, because you can only control what you do. What can I personally do to try and eliminate these types of things? And Sometimes it's a hard look. Sometimes it's,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It's that difficult conversation you have to have with yourself.
yes, it is.
Oh, I'm sure we've all been there.
I have had it more times than I'd like to admit.
All right. On that note,
All right. What'd you talk about,
what you
Willis?
talking about, Willis?
So I tried to keep it in theme, and I tried to think of like what was just like maybe something that came from that. And of course the word smush, which was from the Jersey Shore with their
That's
smush
right.
room. And then there was one that came up that Tara Banks created called Smize, which is smile with your eyes.
Yep. Smize. I remember that.
Smize. And then and I just have to give another shout out to Call Your Uber because I think that one is so good. Like if you are in a
That one's still
situation with
going
somebody
strong.
and they're just it's so good. Like if you're just annoyed with someone, you can be like, "Psh, call your Uber already. Jeez. I love that
Yeah, call
one.
your
Oh,
Uber.
it's so good.
City boy, call your Uber. I came
You know,
across one.
Mr. Lindsay's coming to
Yeah.
Arizona. If you want to take
Is
a
he?
jaunt down to Phoenix, he
Oh,
is.
I'd have to go see him. I came across one egoed. Dude, he egoed me.
Okay.
That
Okay.
means you got ignored. Like somebody's ego is too big to say hello to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
egoed. She egoed
I
me.
got it.
Yeah. Now I have a couple other things that caught my interest this week. So there's a account that I follow on Instagram called Graves with Grace, and it's a girl named Grace. I think her name's Grace. That visits cemeteries and posts the
Okay.
interesting headstones she finds, or like a lot of really interesting stuff in cemeteries. And she has reminded me that cemetery picnic season has begun.
Okay.
So if you see people having picnics with loved ones that are dead in the cemetery, don't be alarmed. That's a common thing. Apparently, it goes way back to since people have been burying people. That's why we have cemeteries. So you have a place to go to visit your loved ones who are no longer there. So some people take it to, hey, it's mom's birthday. Let's have a picnic with her at her gravesite. I went to a few estate sales over those last couple weeks while we were on break. Now, you always find interesting stuff, especially the estate sales where you're literally going through someone's house, like an open house type of thing. And I walked into a bedroom in this house, and there were they looked like twin beds, but honestly, they looked too narrow to be, official size, whatever the size is for a twin bed. And they were probably a foot higher off the ground than a normal bed would be. A normal bed is about, I don't know, on me, it's about waist high. No, these were like middle of my stomach high. And they had these ornate wooden carved headboard, footboard, posts, the whole thing. And I looked at these beds and I said, who is sleeping in this? Medieval children? I mean, they had the satiny brocade covers on them, bedspreads, and they were side by side in this room. And I thought, wow, this is really out of place. And what is happening here?
This is borderline orphanage feel.
Orphans,
orphan
like
dorm.
The King's Orphans. It was odd, but that's something that you never know what you're going to find in other people's homes, which is one of the reasons why I love yard sales and estate sales, because you just find the most random things. You remember Farrell's ice cream parlor?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I found it's a glass
tried to make
mug.
a comeback. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a glass mug, like a root beer mug that you'd have a little root beer float out of, from Farrell's, and I spotted that, and I'm like, that's coming home with me.
That's
and
mine.
The gal, yeah, she laughed. She said, My parents had an ice cream parlor, and when the Farrell's that was closest to us closed down, we bought all the stuff and put it in our ice
Okay.
cream parlor. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody's got a story too about all their crap. But yeah, you meet interesting people, interesting stories about interesting crap that I can't live without, apparently.
It's
And that's all I got.
it's especially fun to go through one with somebody who has not changed a thing. And like nothing has changed. And you're just like, this is a flashback. And it's still like in pristine, perfect condition. And you're like,
Yeah.
did they like hermetically seal this house and like nothing? Like it's fun. I've seen a few interesting things myself.
I love those videos where they're going like it's a real estate tour and
Mm-hmm.
you're just like, "Oh my God, they haven't changed a thing. Haven't changed
Nothing.
and it's in excellent condition." Yep. Love it.
Fun.
Well, that's all I got for today.
All right, that's all I got. Go and survive the day. We have rain today, so people
We had
all
rain
stay in.
yesterday
Yep.
and it's nice today, a little breezy. It's a laundry shopping day.
Yeah, I gotta do some
And I'm gonna,
shopping. Boring.
yeah.
Plan my week.
All right.
All right, peace
Yep.
out.
Do all that stuff. Okay. Peace in the Middle East.